What if I told you there exists a simple family prayer practice so powerful that it creates an invisible shield of divine protection around your home within 24 hours, without expensive rituals, without complicated ceremonies, and without needing every family member to be equally spiritual? What if the safety, peace, and harmony you seek for your loved ones could be established through a practice taking barely 5 minutes daily, yet generating a protective field stronger than any physical security system? This is not superstition, nor wishful thinking. It is spiritual science applied to the sacred space of your home. As Paramahansa Yogananda, I have witnessed families transformed when they understood that prayer is not begging but commanding, that a home sanctified through sincere devotion becomes a fortress of light, impenetrable to negative forces. If you are ready to activate this divine protection and create a sanctuary where your family is held in God's embrace, comment below, "I unite with the divine and my reality transforms." This is not a request but a declaration, a command that establishes the vibrational frequency of spiritual protection around your entire household right now. The crisis in modern homes is that while people secure their houses with locks, alarms, and cameras, they leave the spiritual dimension completely unprotected. Families worry about physical dangers, burglars, accidents, illness, yet ignore the invisible influences that can be far more damaging: negative thoughts, fear vibrations, psychic disturbances, the accumulated anxiety and anger that poison the atmosphere where children grow and souls seek rest. Many families attend religious services occasionally, perhaps say a quick grace before meals, but these mechanical rituals lack the power to create genuine spiritual protection because they are done from habit rather than from conscious connection with the divine. People pray when crisis strikes, begging God for help in desperation, but they do not establish the daily practice that builds a sustained field of divine presence. The conventional approach fails because it treats prayer as emergency intervention rather than as the foundation of family life, as something you do when afraid, rather than as the very atmosphere you create through devoted practice. From my earliest years in India, I witnessed the power of homes sanctified through prayer. In my family's household, we maintained a sacred room where the altar stood, where daily prayers and meditation happened, where the vibration of devotion accumulated year after year until the very walls seemed to emanate peace. When difficulties came, and they did, for no life is exempt from challenge, the spiritual foundation held firm. The protection was not that bad, things never happened, but that we faced them from a consciousness anchored in God rather than lost in fear. When I established the Self-Realization Fellowship and taught thousands in the West, I observed that homes where families prayed together remained stable even through economic hardship, illness, and external chaos, while homes without spiritual practice crumbled at the first serious challenge. This is not coincidence but spiritual law. Where God's presence is consciously invoked and felt, their divine protection naturally flows. The mechanism by which family prayer creates protection operates on multiple levels simultaneously. On the physical level, when a family gathers in prayer, the synchronized breathing, focused attention, and unified intention create coherence in the energetic field. Individual nervous systems begin to harmonize, stress hormones decrease, and immeasurable calm descends. On the mental level, prayer interrupts the constant stream of worried, scattered thinking that dominates most households, replacing it with focused devotion that quiets anxiety and strengthens faith. On the emotional level, praying together softens hearts, reminds family members of their shared values, and creates moments of vulnerability and connection that daily busyness often prevents. But the deepest level is spiritual. Sincere prayer creates an actual channel through which divine energy flows into your home. This is not metaphor. The saints and masters who have developed subtle perception can see the light that surrounds a praying family, can feel the protective presence that responds when hearts call out with genuine devotion. Your subconscious mind, which controls most of your experience and responds to repetitive impressions, gradually accepts as truth the safety and divine presence you declare in prayer. Over time, this subconscious conviction manifests as increased intuition that guides you away from danger, as synchronicities that bring help exactly when needed. and as a palpable sense of being held and protected even in uncertain times. I will teach you now a specific practice that carries tremendous power to establish spiritual protection in your home. This is what I call the family prayer of protection, and it should be done at least once daily, ideally at a consistent time, so that the practice becomes a sacred anchor in your family's routine. Gather your family together, all who are willing, even if some members resist. Do not force anyone, but invite all with love. Choose a quiet corner of your home and, if possible, create a simple altar, perhaps a small table with a candle, flowers, and images of saints or masters who inspire you. Stand or sit together, forming a circle if possible so that each can see the others. Begin by having everyone take 3 slow, conscious breaths together, synchronizing inhalation and exhalation. This simple act already begins to harmonize the family field. Then, with hands held if comfortable, or simply with palms raised upward in receptivity, pray aloud together. Divine Father, Mother, beloved presence of God, we invoke your protection over this home and all who dwell within it. Let your light surround us. Let your love fill every room. Let your wisdom guide every decision. We are your children, and we claim our divine inheritance of safety, peace, and joy. We command, not request, but command from our authority as souls that only vibrations of love and truth may enter here. All darkness, all fear, all negativity is dissolved in your holy light. This home is a temple. This family is sacred. We are protected now and always. Peace. Amen. Speak these words with feeling and conviction, not mechanically, but as living truth. Then stand in silence for 30 seconds, feeling the presence you have invoked settling around and within you. The power of this practice multiplies when combined with visualization. After speaking the prayer, each family member should close their eyes and visualize the home surrounded by a sphere of golden white light. See this light forming a protective boundary through which only divine vibrations can pass. Imagine this light penetrating every room, every corner, blessing every object and person. Hold this visualization for at least 1 minute while silently repeating divine protection, divine protection, divine protection. Your children, even young ones, can participate in this. They have natural imaginative power and often visualize more vividly than adults. Make it simple for them. We're imagining God's light like sunshine all around our house, keeping us safe and happy. This combination of spoken prayer, synchronized breath, and unified visualization creates a powerful energetic imprint that accumulates with daily practice. Beyond the formal family prayer, establish the practice of blessing your home before sleep. In the state of quietude, those 60 seconds as you lie in bed, transitioning from waking to sleeping consciousness, your subconscious mind is extraordinarily receptive to commands. Use this sacred window deliberately. As you prepare for sleep, wherever you are in your home, inwardly declare with feeling, Divine Mother, Father, as this household sleeps, your angels stand watch. Every family member is surrounded by your protective light. All who rest under this roof are safe in your care. We awaken refreshed, blessed, and guided. This I command from my soul's authority. Visualize your entire home from above, seeing it bathed in soft light, with each family member sleeping peacefully within this protective field. This practice, done nightly with sincerity, programs your subconscious to maintain a constant underlying faith in divine protection rather than chronic worry. What you impress upon the subconscious in this receptive state becomes your operating reality, manifesting as intuitive guidance, fortunate timing, and the sense of being watched over by a benevolent presence. The difference between asking and commanding in prayer cannot be overstated. When you pray from consciousness of lack, saying, Please God, protect us, we are so afraid, you reinforce the vibration of fear and weakness. But when you declare from recognition of your divine identity, we are your children. Protection is our birthright. We claim it now. You align with spiritual law and activate divine response. This is not arrogance. It is understanding how consciousness creates reality. God has already given you all protection. Your work is to accept and embody it through faith-filled declaration, rather than fearful begging. Teach your children this distinction. Instead of praying, please keep us safe from bad things, Teach them to declare God's light surrounds us. We are always protected. We are brave because God is with us. This subtle shift in language creates a profound shift in consciousness, from victim hoping for rescue to soul claiming its divine heritage. Within 24 hours of beginning this family prayer practice with sincerity, you will notice unmistakable signs that the spiritual atmosphere of your home is shifting. Perhaps sleep becomes deeper and more restful for everyone as the anxious vibrations that disturb rest begin to dissolve. Maybe a family conflict that has been brewing unexpectedly resolves more easily than anticipated. You might notice that the very air in your home feels lighter, cleaner, more peaceful. Your children may become calmer, less prone to nightmares or unexplained fears. Or you might experience a subtle but clear sense of presence, a feeling of being watched over, of not being alone, of invisible help standing ready. These are not coincidences, but the natural results of spiritual law. Where devotion is offered, divine grace responds. The protection is not that nothing difficult will ever happen, but that you will face whatever comes from a consciousness rooted in faith rather than fear, guided by intuition rather than panic, supported by invisible forces that respond to sincere prayer. Some will ask practical questions. What if my spouse is not spiritual? What if my teenagers refuse to participate? What if I am the only one willing to pray? I tell you, even one person's sincere spiritual practice benefits the entire household. You cannot force others to pray, nor should you try. But you can establish your own daily practice and silently include your family in your prayers. Each morning and night, visualize each family member surrounded by light and inwardly speak their names to God, Divine Mother. I place name in your hands. Protect, guide, and bless the soul. Your devotion creates a protective field that extends to all under your roof, whether they consciously participate or not. Often, when family members witness the peace and strength you gain from prayer, they become curious and eventually join. But even if they never do, your practice is never wasted. One light can illuminate an entire room. Create also small rituals that sanctify ordinary moments. Before meals, pause for genuine gratitude, not a mechanical recitation but a moment of real feeling, divine giver of all. We thank you for this food, for the love that prepared it, for the life it sustained. Bless this meal and all who share it. Before anyone leaves the house, silently or aloud, offer a quick blessing. Go with God's protection. Return safely in divine care. When tucking children into bed, place your hand gently on their forehead and silently bless them. Divine Mother, Father, watch over this precious soul through the night. Let angels guard their rest. These brief practices, woven into daily life, maintain the consciousness of divine presence far more effectively than elaborate rituals performed occasionally. The family altar, even if very simple, serves as a powerful focal point for spiritual energy. Choose a quiet corner, a small table or shelf, and arrange upon it items that lift your family's consciousness toward the divine. Perhaps a candle to represent divine light, flowers to symbolize beauty and offering, incense for purification, and images of saints, masters, or sacred symbols that inspire your family's highest devotion. This need not be elaborate or expensive. Simplicity and sincerity matter more than costly displays. Encourage family members to approach this altar individually for private prayer when they feel troubled or need guidance. The accumulated vibrations of devotion gathering at this spot over time create what I call a spiritual battery, a point where divine energy is particularly accessible. Many families have witnessed that even visitors feel peace when near the family altar, though they may not consciously understand why. Teach your children about invisible protection through age-appropriate language. Young children naturally understand that love creates safety. Explain. When we pray together, we're wrapping our home in God's love like a warm blanket of light. Nothing bad can get through this blanket because God's love is stronger than anything. As children grow older, you can introduce deeper concepts. Prayer doesn't mean nothing difficult will happen, but it means God guides us through whatever comes. We're never alone. Divine help is always available when we ask. Encourage children to pray in their own words, from their hearts, rather than memorizing formal prayers they don't understand. A child's sincere God, please keep my family safe and happy carries more spiritual power than a beautifully worded prayer recited without feeling. Remember also to pray for protection, not just from external dangers, but from internal negative states. Include in your family prayers divine presence. Protect us from our own fear, anger, and ignorance. Keep our hearts open and our minds clear. Help us see each other with love even in moments of conflict. Guard us against harsh words, selfish actions, and closed hearts. This acknowledgement that some dangers come from within, from unconscious patterns and negative emotions, demonstrates spiritual maturity and invites divine help in the areas where you most need it. As we conclude, I call you to make this sacred commitment. Beginning today, establish daily family prayer as a non-negotiable foundation of your home life. Even 5 minutes of sincere, unified devotion will create more protection than hours of anxious worry. Each morning or evening, gather those willing, speak the prayer of protection I have given you, visualize your home in light, and feel divine presence responding to your call. Use the 60 seconds before sleep to bless your household and command protection through the night. Create small rituals that weave prayer into ordinary moments. Establish a family altar as a focal point for devotion. Do this for 30 days and observe the transformation in the atmosphere of your home, in the quality of relationships, in the sense of safety and peace that grows regardless of external circumstances. Comment below, I unite with the divine, and my reality transforms to seal your commitment. Subscribe and activate notifications to continue receiving these sacred teachings. Share this message with other families seeking spiritual protection in uncertain times. Remember, your home can become a temple, a sanctuary where divine presence dwells. Begin today, begin now, with simple, sincere prayer. May your family be surrounded by light. May your home become a fortress of peace where souls are nourished and protected. May you discover that the greatest security comes not from locks and alarms, but from the invisible shield of God's love consciously invoked through devoted prayer.